All right. Do we have the other guy here or?
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Yeah, hi. I'm nervous as fuck, so yeah.
That's all good. We're not here to roast people or anything like that.
Yeah, you might.
Don't worry, I eat cum.
Uh-oh.
If we have a listen, I'll talk to you the same way you talk to me. It's all good.
I mean, my question is regarding the general server balance, right? You have all these rules that basically guarantee that you should play a character, right? That values his life, that should act a certain way. That's regardless of them being a criminal or a cop or whatever, right?
Yep.
But let's say you get into a hamster loop, right? And there's this gang that just does holdouts daily.
Yep.
And the response, right, is based on those rules that you set on the server. It's also based on cop SOPs.
Yep.
From the gang perspective, right, it's also based on what's exciting for them. Because at this point, the server is at a point where they don't have consequences and there's nothing exciting for them or their viewers other than getting into a shootout and seeing if they'll live. Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's my perspective, right? That's the perspective that I'm basically writing all my comments and opinions from, right? Basically,
viewer.
I prefer cops currently, but I started on crims, right? Okay. Because to be honest, there's like these comedic, organic moments that happen more often with cops than they do with crims. I could watch Rami. I love Rami from time to time when he's not discount molding eggs.
Ban him.
But I love watching him, right, when he's not caught and molding over something stupid that he did, right?
Can we clip that?
Maybe, yeah. I know I'm on a monologue, right? But let's say, I don't know, just 2 days ago, someone finds Jaeger in a fucking in the police garage. It's a stupid simple thing, right? He just says, "You won't catch me." He runs towards the door of the garage. He can't open it, but in that very moment, a SWAT fucking car comes in, opens the door for him, and he's out.
Yeah.
But on the other side, right, a crim viewer and a crim player, right, just lives for the excitement, and they're just cruising around the town, thinking of stupid shit to do.
Yep.
If they get caught, they just get held, and it's boring. And there's also no consequences for that, right? So basically, when it comes to that, right, now it's up to the point when they do get caught, the hot charges that we're up right now, right? When they do get caught, they're in for 72 hours just waiting, and they know that it's gonna be a trial, and they're not gonna lose anything, right?
Yeah.
And right now, that's front-loaded punishment, right? And this change, in my opinion, just switches that punishment backwards, backloaded, right? There's a waiting period for the punishment. And I know the stuff you said about the 3-day, 6-day, 9-day compound punishments, right? But I think you already had that with these hot charges. It's just that I think the only one that had his property possibly seized was Marlowe. And that was with a bail stipulation, and it was like, don't do drugs again. Don't store drugs again, and you won't lose the house, right? So I don't know. There's like, I'm ranting because it's like a long-standing issue, and I'm not sure if you got me.
I'm not sure.
What you're gonna say.
So I'm gonna say, you honestly said that much shit that I don't know which point.
Yeah,
you're
I know.
really
I'm sorry for
arguing.
that because it was a fucking street.
Yeah, so I think you're more under like you started with I guess the issue being that the server has rules that aren't necessarily quite enforced the way they're written at the moment, right? With like MVL and shit like that. And you implied that was based on like criminal holdouts, so I'm assuming like CG because they sort of the.
It's more like a compound issue where everything links into each other, right? So a crime will just so CG you have a lot of fun with CG. Yeah. But you can't deny that there's been daily holdouts somewhere with CG.
There has been.
And cops due to cops due to the rules that are set in their SOPs, and the servers have to respond to that. So it's like who raged against your SBS RP today, right? So he complained about being forced into RP, But meanwhile, Rami and Houch are also complaining about being forced into RP. Get what I'm saying?
Okay, so is someone forced into RP when the so how was this forced into RP though? Like,
let's say
where do you define
there's
what being forced is? Because I think anybody is technically forced into RP if you walk up to someone and say hi, you're technically forcing them to roleplay, right? Like, what is the problem
Yes.
with that in a way? Like, where do you draw your line of it being a problem?
That's a good question.
Because
I'd say I'd say when it comes to repetitive scenarios.
So my question is, if a cop puts somebody in a charge on something that shouldn't stick for 3 days, how do you feel about that?
I think it shouldn't stick, but let's just say it like this.
Should they go to jail for 3 days?
If it's a charge that he's supposed to go in jail for 3 days, yes. But also, right, if a cop constantly gets a crim for the same charges, and then there's the same type of punishment, then the same type of waiting, there's no excitement for anyone, right? And that's the issue right now, because a crim getting sentenced for something doesn't have any consequences beyond that waiting time. So it's boring, it's frustrating. Well, it's been boring, and the changes that you said should make it more exciting. I don't know, but basically the whole frustration out of everything, as a viewer, from my point of view, right? I'm watching crims and cops both, but I'm leaning more towards the cop side because they're kind of forced to respond, right? They're not proactive like crims; they're reactive.
Yeah. Listen, I get that, but there is.
Can I say something on that when you're done?
Yeah, today I was on cop, right? I saw a fucking shootout. Everybody went to the shootout. I called out 38s. Nobody wants to go to that shit. You can imply that the police can choose or are forced to go to these scenarios.
Well, it is. I mean, sorry, you can correct me, right? But a 78 call when a cop is shot is all hands on deck, isn't it?
It should be majority of cops should go there. But once the scene is, somewhat secured or it's turned into a SWAT scene, that's what SWAT's there for. They don't have to be there. But if I'm in the middle of processing somebody, the processing continues. Like that doesn't stop because there's a 78 call. But
it does.
If you're well, you got to process them. What are you got to do? Just let them go if they just murdered somebody? It depends on the charge.
Yeah, it depends on the charge, but you speedrun that shouldn't get to the 78.
Sure.
But continue on. That's
role play. Still, someone's dying. You got to go to that. But the main, I mean, is this more of an issue now over the last few days? You're trying to imply this is, or like something that's?
I mean, it's not the last few days. It's more like a lack of progression and consequences for some groups that reach the high end, right? So let's say CB, right? Lang does his shit. I love him to death, right? But he's kind of bored right now. You can really tell in his stories. I mean, he's on a treadmill. He had stuff that he liked doing, and then those storylines just fell through because he can't do it.
So
like
let me
serious
ask,
stuff like Talon and everything.
Is it a problem?
It's not working.
Do you think it's a problem as a server owner to make something last 9 months? Straight
No, I think it's an
with this much
achievement.
content. Yeah, well, this is the point I'm making, because we adjust to what we feel is the meta that works for not only viewers overall but everybody in the server. So if we're to have people get holds for like drug charges all the time, or a police can say, oh, that's witness tampering or whatever, you're getting 3 days. That in my opinion is way more hurtful to the server than our countermeasures, which is more monetary loss and less downtime on inconsistent charges and shit like that. I feel like the route we're going is the right route. But when it comes to shootouts, I will agree that even when I saw yesterday that there was a vault, CG wiped the cops, and I said straight away in chat to allow helicopters to land on top of buildings. They can do whatever they want. We don't need to do that, because I saw the crims do it, and I think it was there for like 4 people in a way, and it's like, bro, if everyone flies helicopters, why are we limiting this? And I also told them to have M4s. So for you to think that there isn't some sort of balance going on behind the scenes, or we're not looking at that.
No, I do. Sorry for interrupting. I do think there's a balance in that you're really trying, right? That is noticeable, right? The problem is, right, you kind of have knee-jerk reactions to stuff, to be honest.
Okay, so what would you consider the knee-jerk
right now,
reaction?
let's say, all right, someone gets fucked over by a 72-hour hold where he just waits. There's no role play or nothing happening, right? But at the same time, right, as some SBS retribution, you go in today, right?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You're already wrong. We had a meeting that these people you're watching, Soups, Penta, etc., didn't come to, that discussed all these changes, and nobody came to it. Okay, so I went out there. And
Judd made that point on his DMCA stream. I know. Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. You know what's if these guys don't come to these meetings, how the fuck else are they going to find out?
Well,
I don't think this is
beside the point.
I don't think not coming to the meeting this time was anybody's fault. Because I usually come to all the meetings and I didn't even know about this one.
Yuri, are you the guy? Your name looks familiar.
There's so many avenues that is.
Hold on, Tony. Your name looks familiar. Are you the guy that's been posting that?
Oh yeah.
You're the guy that's been posting that Judd's been deleting his VODs, trying to hide something, DMCA and everything.
I don't know, man. Prove me wrong, but show me the fucking VODs and shit.
No one owes you anything. That's the
I know. That's why I said that you're gonna roast me, right?
All right. First of all, in your little conspiracy that you've been thinking of, you've been accusing me of making changes being Hutch. These Hutch changes had nothing to do with Hutch. It's been on the list of things to do for a while now. We've had several meetings.
I beg to differ.
Look, I'm just gonna say this, right?
I think this was the straw that broke the camel's back. I know,
Tony.
Judd,
I was at one of the meetings. I was at the DOJ and High Command meeting where Huts were talked about.
Why do we give a shit?
This meeting I wasn't at, but
I don't understand. Like you're saying that I've fucking done something wrong because I done this for 4 minutes, but you're totally okay when Petty can put somebody in for 3 days and just be like, okay.
I mean, there's also this thing, right? He always he's like Penta has this flaw in all his characters, right? Where if you give him what he wants, even if it's the wrong thing, right? If you bait him with something, he'll go towards it. You can give Mike Block $50 and a counter proposal, and leave you alone. You can give Wrangler a lead, he'll follow it, right? And
Koil, my tweet was toward this guy, by the way.
Hang on a second. Let me just you talked about OOC and people not following the rules. Which one of Penta's
No. That's not what I meant, right? I meant that the rules.
I'm telling you though, because you said the rules aren't followed. But what one of Penta's characters isn't related to some OOC issue? Mike Block is a meme on gangsters that don't role play and value their shit, right? They just do anything. Gambit Kid was based on OOC charities, X, shit like that.
Yeah, X and what's the guy? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So when he makes characters that are clearly edgy rule violations, why is it you're not making a Reddit post and or Chase Clouder, making fun of content creators in the server? Why is that not an issue?
Yeah, I'm gonna answer that. My original point wasn't that they're breaking rules. I specifically said, and you can go back into your VOD or whoever, that the rules of the server condition people to act a certain way. And then there's situations that force them out of it. Well, I didn't say it exactly like that, but that's what I meant, right? So something where you're forced to, you're supposed to value your own life, but there's a situation that forces you to bum rush in, Zerg rush in, because there's a holdout shootout and there's no other way to resolve it.
Okay, so what do you think SWAT do IRL when they breach a building? Do you think they don't rush in there? The mechanics of the world make it a little limited in our server.
I know. I acknowledge that, right? That is a major issue. You can't SWAT.
So which part of it is MVL? If that's the what is MVL here? If you are a police officer, and especially in SWAT and shit like that, you are risking your life every day to try and better the world. Your value of life, and this is what a lot of you guys don't understand. Your value of life isn't your own. Your value, when it says no value or not valuing life, it's everybody's life. And a police officer worries about everybody's life, and that's why they do that shit. They put their life on the line to protect the people, and that's why they do it. It's not MVL for a SWAT member to breach a complex and try and down people that have been killing people.
Yes, I understand, right? But also currently as it is, right, you don't know, it's game mechanics versus real life. I get it, right? But right now, there's situations. I'm losing my train of thought right now. Hold on.
Wait till he's done with you. I'm about to really make a train of thought get off.
Relax, Judd. Relax,
I mean, Judd, I respect the shit out of you, but you also
no, you don't, because you made
don't.
shit up. You made shit up. All right. First of all, if you look like the past 10 clips of me posted on that subreddit, I DMCA'd every single one of them. Okay, I DMC'd every single one of them and deleted the bot. I do not want my content there. I do not want them part of my community. And for you to make the accusation that I delete a VOD to cover things up or try to hide something, I've always been vocal and I've always been transparent. And I've always speak my mind. And for you to come out and try to say stuff like that I'm just DMCAing because I'm covering up what I'm saying, it's so disingenuous and so full of shit. Not to mention, when you went through to characterize every little thing that I said, you put a bias and made the context completely different of not what happened. And you know that you did it because you put your own 2 cents inside of it.
It is a little bit weird. And this has been an issue since like SOE days, where people think that there is some like hidden agenda that's going on behind the scenes.
Dude, hunting fucking Judd Biden's laptop over here. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, there's no like hidden fucking bullshit or conspiracy going on in a GTA roleplay server, and I don't know why Reddit thinks that. It is so mind-boggling. They created a hi command and all this other separate shit and conspirize this thing and that thing. I feel like this
conversation's like
weird.
This conversation's not really saying anything. Like tell me what the problem is with me. What is my problem?
You're a pussy.
Why do you want me to start?
I mean, I don't know you, right? I don't know. I only know what I see.
What's the server's main issue? Like, say it in a week, in a sentence or something. What is the main issue?
You said that
You're so quiet, by the way, Ants. I can literally not hear you.
1 second.
Oh, maybe that was me. I had you on 80%.
Oh, yeah. You said that you think Koil makes knee-jerky reactions and that sort of stuff. Where do you base your opinion of Koil off? Do you watch his stream, or do you just see clips on Reddit?
All I can say is this, right? This was a response to Judd, right? So you can take it as it is. I can be a cunt, right? You can call me whatever you like, but I only react to what I see, right? I don't know Koil. I don't know Judd. I only know what happens, what I see, and how people respond to it.
What do you mean with what you see? Is that clips?
No, streams, clips, right? I was watching Judd's stream where he just went through comment and then responded selectively and told everyone else to fuck off, right? That has a certain look and that forms your opinion.
Yeah, but
you know what else?
Don't you realize that those type of
my comments. Yeah, I know. Right. So we just know each other from the stuff we see that we do on the internet.
You know what's sad?
That's my point.
Hold on. Time out. But you're not answering your question. Like, what perspective are you seeing Koil in? Have you ever like watched his stream for a long time?
Yeah, so you said the knee-jerk reactions. What knee-jerk reactions have we done? Like, what have we just like flicked the switch and broken? That's like breaking the server, because you're saying that this is the issue, right? So what is it?
So I'm speaking from a Redditor perspective, right? Because a Redditor doesn't have access to your internal meetings or anything, right? So a Redditor,
exactly.
the way that's why I came in, right? A Redditor doesn't really know your internal rules, your meetings, or nothing like that, right? So they will react only to what they see. It's also
when you say
matter
they,
of, right?
Okay, some of them will.
Yeah,
sure.
I include myself, right? Because obviously I'm there on the fucking Reddit, right?
Okay.
Basically, when there's announcements, right? Someone posts a screenshot of the announcement, but it's very partial, right? Even I think 5-0, right? Until today, didn't realize that there's still bail conditions where you can actually multiply the penalties, right? So 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, they get fucked.
But listen,
the initial announcement was confusing for both the cops and the viewers, and then you get Reddit.
Okay, so listen, why the fuck are you insinuating that I am doing knee-jerk reactions because these guys weren't at a meeting or haven't talked to us about it to get the right opinion? Why is that my problem?
The knee-jerk reaction
for this?
Yeah.
Like,
the knee-jerk reaction was the witness charge in the basement and shit, right? Because charge? That fucked the witness tampering charge with who is it, Rami or whatever, fucking Randy, right?
Sure.
Done in the basement today.
So
that's SPS, right? But it's a lot of.
How is it SPS to do what other police are doing?
Because-
I'm interpreting a charge that technically is the truth if you look at the penal code, just like anybody else.
Yes, but
That
one
isn't-
is
that
one
isn't
is like,
SBS at all. It's me role playing like every other cop on the server. They read something.
Yuri, how is
and they're a
how is
robot.
what Penta did on Chase Clouder right after the announcement made not a knee jerk reaction as well under your own definition?
That's a mean character, right? That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, so it's OOC, and that's
speak for
fine.
I can't
Yeah.
speak for Penta, right?
But it's
I can only
but you
speak-
haven't had any objection to him doing that at all.
The meme
there's been no
character is not
negativity.
a meme character is not a big change to the entire server. That's just one character.
Yeah, and I also don't really like Chase, right? I tune out most of it.
But
I
the
don't
point
think
was,
I
I
don't-
think Koil was trying to prove a point, just like Chase Clouder's always trying to prove a point.
Yes, but let's just say it like this, right? There's like a lot of you in this conversation mentioned that there's a conflict of RP styles. Some wanted more content based, some wanted more immersion based, right?
Well, sure, but some people will
Penta is
go with
immersion
everything.
investment, right? So he does this shit where he just pushes the line all the time with each and every character, right?
Every character,
and not everyone who he interacts with doesn't like it. He'll pull in some random guy with my block, and it's a dice roll whether they'll go along with it or be annoyed by it, right? And sometimes he doesn't fucking read the room at all, and fucks up, right? But the point is, right? Like in the basement, there were like 20 cops or something. Some of them are more receptive to SBS or our reaction to whatever the hell you did, and some were in the middle of just this immersive long-term thing that they really liked.
Okay.
And then it just got wrecked, right?
Well,
But
so
the thing is,
you saw a clip
does
of
the
one of
same
them.
thing. Penta has interrupted roleplay scenarios of others on my
Constantly.
blog, for example.
Yeah, he
Does
goes
it
into
a
events
lot,
and everything,
he
and it's
reveals
annoying.
it,
Yeah.
and he does the exact same thing.
if CG went in like blasted cops and said the shit that Penna said on Mike Block, you guys would lose your fucking shit over there. What your guys' issue is, it's always very, you need to, I think you just need to learn this as a fucking human being. I know I've done it too, but the thing is, like, I feel like some people just don't understand they're like this, but what I have done is nowhere near worse the people you praise. Nowhere near. The only reason it's an issue is because it's me doing it and you have a dislike for me because I've disagreed with your stream or something at some point.
No, I mean I can only speak this time. I'm speaking from my personal opinion, right? It's like people can't really say stuff to you.
They can.
What
I've got an
players
open channel
give
right now.
feedback
Come on in,
without
dude.
inherent fear, since you're the owner of the server, right?
That's not
When-
true.
when
'Cause I
was
do
the
it all
last
time.
time
I
I-
disagree with
Bullshit.
Koil.
You-
When
I
was
disagree
the
with him all
last
the
time I
time.
banned somebody?
What
Dude,
the
I have not
fuck?
filed a
Literally
ban in
disagreed
2
with
fucking
Koil
years.
in game right
Oh
now,
my
and that's not
God.
true. I
and
disagree with
Koil
him all the
disagreed
time,
with
and I
that
don't have
too.
a fear.
If people have a fear, it's an unfound fear because I have never fucking banned anybody or anything to fuck with them over an opinion. If somebody comes and talks to me like this, I will just talk to them. I'm a fucking human being. When I roast you guys on Reddit, I'm just doing it because, you know, it's entertaining to my stream when even myself to you know, read that shit and just fucking have an opinion on it. And that's why I invite you guys here. But when I said I was going to invite you guys here, anybody is welcome to come and have a conversation about this. Penna did. You know, we talk like normal people, and you know, that's how it is. We have meetings every, you know, 2 weeks at the moment, and that's what we're trying to do. Have them pretty constantly, and majority of the core people are invited to that. And if anybody does want to get invited to that is in the community, they can message us and come. As you know, we're always open to discussions. Every change that ever goes through the server is usually after a meeting where majority of the core of the server that role plays is invited to.
Yeah, and I think this you have a good, well, an interesting perspective, I'd say, from the Reddit point of view, because the thing of it is Reddit has a meta just as the server has a meta, and one of the metas is Reddit is what you just said is Koil is, you know, the boss. Everybody fears him. People can't say anything about him. It's just he's a dictator, and the thing.
Sorry for I get you. Sorry for interrupting, but
But-
that's something.
but-
I'm gonna be
right?
I'll be one sec.
But that's,
That's exactly
what
what you said,
it's-
though.
that's what you said. And the thing of it is, if you only look at Reddit and you only see the things you know you base your opinion on of Koil from Reddit, then you only have 1% of the information, because you don't see what he says, all the other things he says on stream. You don't see what happens behind the scenes. You don't see, who is involved with decisions and who he talks to and who actually makes decisions, because a lot of the times it's not Koil. There's so much that you don't know. So if you only base your opinion on someone just by looking at Reddit, it's always going to be wrong.
I'll give you an example of that, Yuri. Right? Is you watched my stream where I had to go through a subreddit and systematically break down all the misinformation that was going around, and there was a lot of it going around. Pretty much everything that Reddit assumed was wrong, right? And when I'm going through and correcting, this isn't what happened, this isn't what happened, and you got to agree that most of these things that I'm critiquing wasn't just people being innocently wrong, but they were being hostily wrong, right? Like they know what they're coming from, right? And the only thing that you got from that is I'm attacking a specific person, which isn't the case. Because if you watch the second VOD, which I haven't DMCA'd because no one's taking any clips from it, I made that clear as day.
Yeah, and there's so many,
right?
comments on there. I obviously know Koil best, but there's so many comments in there that say stuff like Koil has said this, Koil has done this, and they're just completely made up a lot of the time. But people believe that because that's sort of the the meta or the thing that gets repeated over and over and over again on there, even though it's not true. And that goes for a lot of people, that have clips posted on there, or people's opinions of other streamers. It's just, there's just so much that you don't know. And I don't think it's really fair to to talk about people in a certain way when you just really don't know them at all.
I did say that I don't know Koil as a person. I only know, like, even Judd, right? I only know what's happening, right? What I see, what I saw in the VOD that I can't even watch anymore with Judd, is a bunch of hostile reactions, right? And that's how I perceived it, right? And I talked a lot of shit, whatever, and he did too.
But I think that's the problem where you just said it. You don't know these people, but you're just
But that's what I'm like. I'm trying to be like, I'm fine with getting shit on, right? But I'm trying to present it as a perspective. Like, Redditors are very fucking invested in everything, but they
100%.
have a limited perspective. Yeah, that's
the thing though. So consider this. You guys consider yourself like fucking geniuses with half the shit you fucking write, right? But you're trying to get an answer to something without the entire equation, right? That's what you're doing. You're missing variables and trying to have a fucking opinion like it's an answer for the server. It's just fucking stupid. It's literally fucking stupid.
Yeah, a Redditor can. I mean, someone on Reddit can't have a full answer, but then there's the issue where a lot of people that actually play on the server don't have the full answer, like with announcements.
You know
and
what Einstein is when he does when he done math without the variables. He was a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's because these people didn't go to the meeting, right? So.
Okay.
That's why they don't have the full answer.
No, that's not. I meant more the announcement, right?
Well, the announcement was all talked about at the meeting.
I feel like listen.
So
like,
everyone who's not in the meeting can get fucked and have half the information.
Or just DM someone and be like, "Yo, what does this mean?"
How many people are playing on the server right now? How many DMs are you willing to accept?
Who cares, dude? Anyone can DM anyone in this community.
So, yeah.
It's not on us to make sure that they know everything.
No one on the server reached out to me in any single way.
I haven't got a DM either.
You know,
Jesus.
I don't think anybody was confused.
The entitlement
I think
is so fucking high. It's crazy.
No, it's not entitlement, right? It's not like, oh, you have to answer everyone individually. I'm going from the perspective that it's easier for you as admins, developers, to write a full announcement detailing everything, right?
I did.
And prevent
it
this
is literally entitlement, by the way.
Yeah, but from the announcement, right? That I saw. There was no bail stuff. Even 5-0 didn't realize it in the annount. That's what
I'm gonna be honest. The one that the Saab put out was it wasn't clear.
So well, I don't know what Bass put out, but it's basically
he put out 4 charges that you can no longer hut for, but they have no time or fine. So it's just like let the person.
I don't want to.
It's irrelevant. It's not completely defined because it's in process of being changed. Who gives a shit? if we change something and say this is what it is, and you look at it and that's what it is, just do it until you work out what's happening. Call a fucking judge. You know, it's role play at the end of the day. If you don't know what's happening, call the fucking judge. You know, something's changed in role play. Call a judge and say, what the fuck is this? That's what happened. Panic called
current time,
Crane and he got fucking information. Crazy, dude.
Yeah, at the current time right now, the HUT charges that are staying, they have a bell. The ones that got demoted, they don't have the restrictions, but there's still accountability, but that's subject to change as we figure it out.
Yeah, so there's an update coming with the MDW, which is what we're pushing with the next update. So we can't exactly push everything out when it's not ready, okay? But either way, I think if the worst thing you can do to try to crucify me is say I have knee-jerk reactions and don't really justify it, I don't know what the hate, why or where the hatred comes from, but I just think it's unfounded and fucking stupid.
Can I have a question?
Yep.
Look in the general chat of this Discord. I'm about to paste in a comment. It's not necessarily yours. I just want your take on this comment in particular.
You don't want to see his comments or words.
Oh, I saw that. That's bullshit.
Okay, but this is 90% of Reddit. This is 99% of Reddit. Literally, that comment right there.
By what I saw, what I know about Koil and John, right? I knew they wouldn't like decide like that because this is a very drastic change.
It was a meeting.
Everything.
It was a meeting. Yeah. Wait, you mean the same Senator DW that had the law explained to him in the first case because he didn't know it? I love DW, but Senator DW may not have been a great decision. These guys have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. But this is the thing.
Right, exactly.
All these upvoted things are just like based on something that they think is reality. And that's why I'm saying if Einstein doesn't have the fucking variables to the equation, he's just an idiot like anyone else. You try to have an opinion as if it's factual on something without the fucking variables, dude. It is fucking stupid. It is just that simple. It is dumb.
The other thing the other thing with the Reddit, what I see happens a lot is someone will post a comment that is like half-assed or not like it won't be complete and it'll only be part-sided or not even completely true at all. And what happens is Reddit fucking ends up running with it all the way through. And then, I mean, fuck, I get it in my stream. People come through and they'll be like, hey, did you see this happen on Reddit? And I mean, I'm fortunate enough to be in the server and be like, you're on fucking crack. Like that didn't happen that way. And then what ends up happening is people get crucified over fucking bullshit Reddit comments.
Let me explain the confusion because I know what happened with DW. Reddit's in the impression that the Senate made the HUT charge change because I put on the docket that per Senate guidelines. The Senate had absolutely zero to do with the HUT charges. The reason why I put per Senate. Yeah,
where the fuck does this 2-1 vote come from? What the fuck?
They were literally trying to figure out who voted what without even knowing.
The
reason why I put Senate guideline on the subreddit or on the forums is because there was no other way for me to explain it that we're changing it.
You think connect the dot RP is bad, man?
Wait, what?
Redditors, they connect every fucking dot together and they just conspirize everything.
Is there anything else you want to say? Like I feel like I don't know, like I don't think there's any knee-jerk. I don't think there's any knee-jerk reactions that you've sort of justified. So I still want to understand why there's a disgust for me. And now when I say today with what happened, yeah, I did go in there and do some shit that that's it's dumb. But that's the point. It is dumb. And the fact that everybody's okay with 3-day sentences that can be dumb and me doing it for 4 minutes is like literally the worst thing that can happen. It blows my mind that you just like you see me as the bigger issue here rather than what could happen to anybody else with 3-day holds.
That's not what I meant, right? You asked me what my I don't know how you exactly you asked me, but like I meant your knee-jerk reactions as a flaw. Not as a crucifixion, right? But something that causes friction.
That's the thing. Like which knee-jerk reactions?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of meta changes
that appears like it's knee-jerk to you because you're seeing it from one perspective.
Please. Because the irony of this situation is the irony of the irony of the situation is that the only person having a knee-jerk reaction to this is you. You're the one fucking coming out here saying some shit without the context. You are the one doing this, not me. You don't have the context.
I mean, yeah, all I can say, right? That's my approach, right? All I can say is from my perspective, right? And if there's something that you can get out of that or dismiss it, I don't know. do whatever the hell you want with it. Maybe it'll be better in the long term. It's
what
like,
I can get from it is
all
like ad revenue.
All I can say, right? I'm a very invested viewer, and I really love the storylines that come from your server, right, and the people that play from it. And when you get such investment, right, from people like me, there's also a lot of right, something that grinds into it, just fucks with everything, and people just get really fucking nervous and just start creating mind bugs and shit in their head, and then you get rid of it.
What do you think the worst thing in the server is right now?
Trav.
What do I think the worst thing in the server?
No,
I was gonna say what I think the worst thing in the server is. But
I want to know what Yuri. I want to know what Yuri. Like, what's the worst thing?
Like, there's like, I mean, I already said it right at the beginning.
I think that could misconstrue because you said, you sort of ranted for a little bit. So
yeah, I went on a fucking monologue because it was a stream of consciousness. I'm sorry about that. But to summarize it in a couple of tweets, cops being forced to respond to situations in a certain way.
We don't have to though.
I know. But if you don't
on the server, no. I mean, I literally go do whatever the fuck I want. Nobody's forced to do anything.
You do.
And you know what? No, who the fuck am I? I'm just some fucking dope fiend from Los Angeles that got lucky and fucking roleplayed well.
No, Trav, listen. You are a 10,000 viewer Andy. That's why you can do whatever you want. Just ask.
No, he's part of the inner circle.
Trying to get 1800 on WoW. Fucking
you ever think Trav just isn't a cop? That's why we like him.
No, like straight up though, cops can do that. There's this false perception of people having to do things. You know what roleplay is about? It's about fucking responsibility. And the thing is like, I understand the changes. Somebody who spent what was it, Judd? 35 days in 2 months where the fucking DOJ forgot about my character. Like, it's like
we didn't forget. It was on purpose.
Okay, she was on purpose. But okay, so but that's the thing is like, dude, roleplay is what you fucking make of it. If you want to go out and create a situation, go and create that situation. Don't fucking blame the devs or I don't know. I am of this mindset. Like I came from fucking Mixer, Omega Lol, like, and I was able to find success on the server and it's literally fucking paying all of my bills. I have nothing but fucking gratitude for the people that put this server together. And the reason I believe I'm successful is because when roleplay is presented to me, I say yes and. Look at fucking Crystal, Crystalis. Dude, she's fucking killing it with her fucking new character and all of that shit. It's literally just people bitching about dumb shit. If you don't like something, then be the fucking change you want to see. And there's times like we're fucking human. I'm going to bitch about shit. I fucking can't stand the fact that people just run away and won't talk to me. It's like, I fucking love dialogue RP, but you know what? It's like evolve or dissolve, motherfucker. And that's not at you. That's just in general. Like people saying like, oh, we can't do this. We can't do that. Bro, I'll get fucking suspended. I don't give a fuck. I've been suspended. I've taken strike points. I take my fucking consequences on the chin. It's like that's the issue.
That's one thing that 41 said that he couldn't play cop and write tickets. So the next day I went on with I think it was Moon, and we had a ticket contest, and within an hour we wrote like 30 traffic citations. Like you can any sort of RP is always there. Sometimes sure it's hard to find, but the reality is we don't want serious roleplay. We don't want goofy roleplay. We want a mixture, and people need to be able to adjust to that. And there's a reason why people like Trav or people he's mentioned can do it, because they'll I spawned in as a ghost in the MRPD, and he was the only one that was sort of going with it. Well, not the only one, but there was people that would walk up and go, "Ha ha, ghost," and like not even roleplay. But you don't have to blame them for not doing it, right? It's just if there's roleplay there, you can always do it. And there's that many people in the server now that if you cannot find the roleplay you want, maybe it's not the server's fault. Maybe there's something you need to look at.
Piper, dude. I hate that guy.
Yeah. I mean, you're both absolutely right. I just didn't finish. I'll be really short, right? Because there has to be a response. Not everyone has to respond, but there always has to be a response.
Who's gonna put punishment? Like, what's gonna happen? So can I ask you something? What's gonna happen if somebody doesn't respond? Here's a different question.
Complaining from the streamers that are baiting the response and their hoppers.
Okay, okay. So here's another issue, right? People complain about that. Like, whenever something happens, guess what? If you're a fucking streamer, you're gonna get fucking hoppers, and Twitch gives us tools to deal with that.
Yuri, what's your Twitch name? I just want to check my chat real quick.
I closed down the stream due to bandwidth issues, so I'm not in your chat. But
no, I just want to know. I
want
to know your logs. What is it? Sorry.
Hold on.
Vader. Oh, okay.
Oh, Vader, dude. Damn, crazy.
But Twitch gives us tools for fucking hoppers, dude. Throw it in fucking follower only mode. Guess what? You don't like that? People are still coming in and following and talking shit. Sub only. Then you go into fucking emote only. Then you throw fucking ads up. It's like the whole thing about hoppers is like, it's gonna fucking happen. That's part of this fucking job. Like, it's shitty. It shouldn't be. But guess what? It fucking is. Learn how to fucking deal with it.
Dude, the best thing about Vader going to Facebook is he has a lower view count now, so his opinion matters less. It's been great.
Damn.
Let's see how
that's how Reddit says it works.
turn.
It's based off viewer count.
I think the reality is if Koil and all the people in charge were actually the way that people make them out to be, like dictators and people fear them and all that stuff, NoPixel would have died 3 years ago, because when there's communities that have people like that, people don't want to deal with that. They just go and create their own server with their own little group because they don't want to, be under the thumb of some dictator. So everybody, like, you don't have to believe me. This is not just to you, Yuri, but to the people who might just watch Reddit.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, if the people that are in charge are, when they work together and they work together with the people in the server, there's always this level of respect amongst everybody. It doesn't matter if you have 10 viewers or 10,000 viewers. Everybody's opinion counts the same, and the goal is for everybody to continue to have fun and playing on that server. That's the only goal.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make the server survive. My question is, bro, like, what do you think? I mean, obviously, you've seen, you have logs here, like saying Kylie's band's like inconsistent and shit like that. I've talked with Kylie like personally, and I don't really want to discuss specifics, just for
bands are internal. I get it. Yeah.
Well, not so much that, but other shit. But why do you think Kylie's ban was unjustified, and why?
Well, it's more like a reaction, right? There's been plenty of people that did the same stuff, but none of them were banned. Like what? So let's say publicly.
Who openly said, "I'm gonna wait for them to be stuck in an animation and then shoot them in the back"? Who said that? Who's
no, that was like that was what the X incident like what 6 months, 7 months ago, or some shit like that.
Yeah, which one are you talking about then? The shooting?
The one where she rode in and shot someone in the back while they were on a bike, and I'm not sure who that was. She got banned shortly after that.
Yeah. So why is that not a NVL? If there's people with hostages and guns pointed at them, why would that not be NVL at that point?
It is, but there's been like plenty of cases from I can't name specific names, right?
Well, you remember this one.
I remember.
So you surely can remember.
I think this is another perspective thing, because I feel like because Kylie has a lot of views and then their stuff ends up on Reddit, that's the only time you see it, but you don't see the other bans that happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, other stuff that I do see, but I can't, like I said, I can't really name examples because I can't find the clip or something like that.
But isn't that a convenience to say it happens, but you don't know where it's ever happened? Like that's just what? Like how do you justify that?
No, I mean, Kylie's example is easier to find, right? Basically, let me keep the short. Yeah, she was immediately repentant, right? She knew she fucked up and still got punished. While there were still other people that weren't repentant, did the same shit and just kept playing for weeks.
How long ago was this? Yeah, who? Like where and who? Like
most of them are banned now, right?
Let me ask you this.
Okay, so you just disproved your own point. Thank you.
Yeah,
how long have you been watching Roleplay? How long have you been watching Roleplay?
Oh hell, I think it's shortly after the beginning of 3.0. I'm not sure who I started watching.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever remember a time I was banned?
No. I remember your comments on Reddit or some shit like that. Where you
Do you ever remember a time I was banned from the server?
Nope.
That might be the problem.
But I mean, I did say that I only
because the
that I
only
only
reason
speak
you're
from
aware
what
is
I
because
see.
it was on Reddit.
There's
See what I'm saying?
there's other people that want to talk. By the way,
Yeah,
Koil.
yeah. I said to Carl that I'm monopolizing this too much. So thanks for
One
having me
question I
and
got
shit.
for you. One more. The whole tirade you went on Reddit about the rundown of my what I said, besides it all being really biased and self-inserted stuff, was anything I said a lie?
It sounded dishonest.
But was anything I said a lie?
Bro,
No,
listen.
no, it just sounded like very very one-sided.
I don't know if it's
Like,
a
the
healthy
two of you-
opinion as a person. Like, this is some Donald Trump shit, bro. You need a person every time you fucking post on the internet to get fucking fact checked, dude. We need the fucking Twitter team on you, I think.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, you're
Nice.
probably right.
Whoa,
That's
we're
right.
gonna take this in a whole other direction. Let's just stay on track here,
Yeah,
Koil.
I mean,
Just
well,
one
just
question. Like,
Yep.
are you a mod on Reddit or just a user?
Oh hell no. I'm not that
No.
much.
Sky's
of
a Sky's a mod
luckily.
there.
Yeah,
D-Dubs.
you should get
Sky,
on.
Sky Ross is a mod over there, dude.
Yeah.
I'll VIP you in my chat. I will. I actually will.
Yo, Sky, can you
Regard-
come? I want to make a complaint if you're here. Can you close these threads about me? Oh, never mind. It's locked. Can you start deleting these hate posts, dude?
Can you unban me?
Koil is
No,
this is harassment. Koil is the type of Reddit user that keeps saying cops and crims, referring to hundreds of people. What the fuck does that even mean?
Dude, I get witch hunted all the time, bro. They said it's no big deal.
What does
It's
that
moderated.
mean? What can you explain this to me? Like, I honestly don't understand it. Koil is actually the type of Reddit user that keeps saying cops and crims, referring to hundreds of people. What does this mean?
I mean,
I
you
got
forgot
told
Sibs,
that
obviously.
I got told
Which
if maybe
Shiv
I spent
doesn't do
more
crime,
time
though.
fixing the DOJ and not dwelling in my conspiracy theories, maybe the server would be better.
What
I don't know what
fuck
that
does
means.
All right. Anyway, you're good chatting shit, dude. We're gonna get someone else in and see what they got to say, brother man. Appreciate you,
dude. You got some
coming,
balls, man.
coming along.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it takes a lot of balls and to get up and talk in front of a
Yeah,
shitload of people.
I
with,
appreciate everything you said,
opinions,
but
so.
I'm not going to care about
Yeah,
it at all.
clip that right.
Whoa, bro, that's toxic. DW, what are you doing, man?
Oh, fuck, bro.
I'm gonna VIP him. Remember to DM me and I'll VIP you.
Wait, don't you need to get unbanned from Reddit there?
So what did
Jim?
we even get? I feel like I didn't learn anything here, like in that one. I still feel confused.
What we learned is people they make their decisions based on the perspective they are viewing through or who they're listening to, and they don't get
Well, I mean,
the entire
the thing is,
context of things.
he admits to like not having context and all this sort of shit, but like I don't know how you could justifiably go on there and shit on people.
That is 100% of Reddit, though.
And think-
They
but
don't.
That's the point. They think they're right. Like they think what they do is right. That's why it's so delusional.
So I got banned from Reddit because I called them a toxic cesspool, and then they said, "Well, if you think we're toxic, you don't need to be here," which proved my point. Because they still use my clips.
Yeah.
You should just be nice to them, dude.
Listen, I'm gonna double down and say I still fuck with Reddit.
I read Reddit daily, honestly.
I got 10K Bs in here. He's also from Reddit. He seems to be the typical Redditor, aka a Penta.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Penta fan. We already had a chat with Penta, so I don't know if you missed it, Bees, but what's up?